All right.
You can do that.
Yeah, it's been. I heard from because we got the samples there with Adrian right after the factory, and yeah, everybody was super stoked. And then I guess as soon as they got the container, everything was gone. And pretty much the same here when we got the boards are all like, and within a month they were all gone.
Yeah. No, I think the shop, our local shop sold out pretty well as soon as they got them.
Yeah, so that was great to hear. That I'm like, okay, well it's not just me and my friends that like them.
Yeah. See.
No, I think everyone's just after if it's 10%, 5%, something just makes it just a little bit more accessible.
Yeah, I was
think
just
everyone is just enjoying like the paddle up. I stood on it, it was like 16. I think 16 3/4. Is that
the 110. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, whoa, this is wild.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people like experienced.
Yeah.
Obviously, some guys they needed a wider board, and then they would just reach out and get custom.
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty much the dimensions I thought for doing one line that kind of covers.
Yeah.
It's not like Hawaii specific, and it's not like Bay Run specific.
All right, so just to let everyone know what's happening right here, we've rocked up. Frank has just managed to fix my paddle amongst doing what seems like 100 other jobs, so much appreciated.
Yeah, just measuring out the carbon so I can cut out the carbon for prep everything for this board that I meant to glass 3 days ago, but
Yeah.
it hasn't happened yet. So yeah, I just measure. I like to get it all prepped so that when I'm done prepping, it's like keep going, no thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just purely your customs that come out of this factory?
Yeah, customs and prototypes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But this is just a customer.
Yeah.
I guess what I wanted to ask is the bit about the story of Frank Boards before maybe Axis took you on, because probably most people kind of know, or the Frank Boards kind of exploded at that stage.
Yeah.
What led up to that moment for you?
I think the first downwinder I did was whenever the ARTs came out, whatever year that was, and I was working with Mark Ruppelhorst, helping him build his boards, and he was the distributor for Hawaii for Axis. So he had all that. So I was working with him, and I had access to all the toys. So I was like, "Oh, can I try that?" And then he also had. I never supped before. I was winging and proning. Mm-hmm. And then I would see the guys at the harbor, Jeremy Riggs, and those guys do the flat water practice. And I was there teaching winging. So I see them in the morning. And I was like, I can do that because I can beach start on a prone. How hard can that be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I asked Mark for his sup because he was one of the first with Dave Kalama to do the downwind foiling here with the little 5.6 boards. And then they went to the longer 6.2 board.
Yeah.
Is that kind of when the Barracuda?
It was before. It was like, I think it was just about the first prototypes that were kind of going around.
Yeah.
So it was about that year. There wasn't the production yet.
Yeah.
So then I asked Mark, I was like, can I borrow your sup? It was like a 6.5 by 26, 105 liter thing. And I show up at the flat water practice and I couldn't paddle straight. So then I was like, okay, well, I got figured this thing out.
Like everyone.
Then did a run. Took me like 2 hours to get to Sugar Cove, which now it's like a 10-minute run.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it took 2 hours. I ended up a mile offshore. I had to swim in. And then, started making my own boards because I had access to the shop because I was helping Mark with his boards.
Yeah.
And I think I made a 710 was the first one I made. And instantly, like, I could get up, like, right away.
Something like 20?
19.
19, yeah.
And so instantly, like, I went out on that board and I could get up, like, right away. So I was like, okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
And then I kept, like, putting time into it, and then eventually started building boards full time for Mark. So then I even more time in the shop, and then I started thinking in other things. And I think the first 9.4 I made it in 2023 winter or 2024. And I used it, and I was like, oh, this is like way easy. It's like a 9.4 by 16, 120 liters.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't getting as much water time as I wanted, but I still, whenever I went downwinding, I didn't want to use a giant foil. I used the little one.
Yeah.
With my friends, and I want to be left behind.
Yeah.
So that helped, because I was like, oh, I can get up.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of game changer. And then from there, my friend Guido, I was making boards. So pretty much at this point, I was making boards for me and like Guido.
Yeah.
And then he was always telling me like, oh, these boards are really good, really good. And I'm like, yeah, but it's just me and you. So it's like, does it count? Like, he's like, oh, I tried other boards and these are the best. I'm like, okay, well, let's keep trying new stuff.
Yeah.
And because he, be good for me to have him try things, because he had more time to go in the water. And he would use smaller foils than I use, so he could really tell if something was working or not. I could tell because I didn't have the training or the level he had. So if I go out and struggle, or if I go out and I don't struggle, I'm like, okay, this is helping me.
Yeah.
But he would be like at the other end of the spectrum, like trying to flat water like a 600. It's like, this doesn't work, and then change the board, and now you can flat water. It's like,
massive difference.
Yeah. So then we started doing the races on Oahu, the one that John Hearn started organizing, and it was the guys on Oahu were like, oh, this is like, I think the first race we went, I still had like an older design. And people were like, oh, yeah, it's like, they didn't like catch their eye. But then when I went with the 9.4, they were like, oh, can you leave this here? Like, I was like, sure. So I left it there. And John tried it, and a couple other friends of him tried it. And then like a week later, like, oh, can you make us boards for like this summer for the races? I'm like, sure, I can do that. And then it was like a ripple effect from there. Just like, then their friends tried their boards, and then they're like, oh, go get your own kind of thing. Don't mess my board up,
Yeah.
And so then those guys, so every time I went for a race, there's more people asking me. And then from there, kind of, so that was summer 2024, was spring 2024. Then by the summer, Adrian, those guys came over in June for the photo shoot. And then that's how we met, because I just made a board for Pace that he just got on the Axis team like the same time pretty much. Yeah. So when they came, they saw his board, and then that kind of started a conversation, and they tried, and they're like, oh yeah, make us 4 boards for the next month when we come back, and here we are now.
Wow.
And so they spread, like with them, like I already had like a few guys on the mainland that asked me for things because they're friends of the Wahoo crew.
Yep.
Or like just people asking me from, the Instagram account. But then after the going with the production at AWSI too, like already people were asking me more, like after the races. Because with the races, old bunch of guys from the mainland and other places came, and then they started asking me for things because they see them. But then with the Axis collaboration, it kind of spread like to places like
global,
beyond my like capabilities of reaching.
Yeah, totally.
So then it was like, now it's like people stoked everywhere.
All right, just quickly, we won't keep too much more of your time.
No problem.
But what like kind of characteristics are in this board that made it so special, you think? Like, was there something that you thought about that you input to the board that you think has made it what it is?
It's like, so that's like a mix of probably 6 to 8 different boards I made.
Yep.
And every board I made, because it's just for me, right? So I'm like, if it sucks, it's like, well, I don't know who to blame.
Yeah.
So at first I would try a thing on a board. I always try to change 1, maybe 2 things. I don't try to make a whole different thing. So I would have an idea. And first I started, I just want edges because it reflects the water. So I made a board like as edgy as it can be. Mm-hmm. And then there was some good things and some bad things. And then the next board, I'm like, I'll keep whatever I like. Then I try a new thing.
Yeah.
And then I tried it. So going through that process, you kind of understand and also like, so I was doing that as I was learning. So you can really tell when something works and not, because if it's not like you can push through it. It's like if it doesn't work, you're definitely not getting up.
Yeah.
Super cool that you've kind of approached it from the angle of you're learning to downwind.
Yeah.
Just build a board that's going to make it as easy as possible for you. Because that's what 90% of customers want at the moment.
So then from there, I took pretty much all little pieces from all these boards. And actually, this is the first one. This is the when I was trying not to sup. I thought I could just prone downwind. Yeah. But this was way too small, kind of like not really working very good. But after trying a bunch of things, I remember I was talking to Elliot, and because Kane actually flat water start this board like the summer I made it. And I was like, what? And like, it's a 74 liter board. But it was him and I forgot his name. It's the one kid that designed for Signature, South African kid. Yeah. Forgot his name. Anyways, so they flat watered it. And I was like, and Elliot was there filming. So then we were talking, and he's like, oh, you should go back and look at whatever that board had, because it had something special. This Kane still like talks about it. So I was like, oh, I'll go back. I'll make a sub version. I'll take some stuff from this and all the good things I like from all the boards, and then I put it together into that first 9.4 by 16 I did.
Crazy reverse chine on it.
Yeah, it's like, because I made this board and then I was like, oh, do I have room for my foot? Because it's 14 inches wide.
Yeah, right.
So then I had to make the little tray to make room for my toes. But so then I made the 9, and honestly, I made that 9.4 and I was looking at it with Mark as soon as it came out of the machine, and he's like, oh, you're going to be able to stand on it? I'm like, well, I don't know, I'll tell you in a couple of days, because I don't know. And, but yeah, I guess because it was like a mix of all the good things I remember from all the boards, it worked out pretty good. And then, but yeah, I was like, after that was like a breakthrough, because I went from 19 to 18 to 17. And then when I went to 16, it was like, especially for flat water, it was just like a whole nother.
Yeah, not that.
Every inch you go narrower, it gets so much faster. And then it gets to a point where you have to, 16 is not for everybody. It's like you really have to adjust to it, because it changes how you write the foil, because you don't have a platform for, especially with the foils we're writing now, the super high aspect, it's, you have so much wingspan that if your board is this narrow and your foil is this wide, it changes a little bit. But from there, then I try to do like small improvements. From that board, it was more like every board I made for me or for Gita will change like a little bit the rocker, a little bit of thing. Just it's more like a fine tuning work. And I think, just getting the feedback from customers. And now I have more people trying the board, so now they're ordering their second board. They're like, oh yeah, my first board was good, but I would like to change this. And I was like, okay, well, the second one I know what you mean, because I felt the same, so we'll fix that. Change the rocker a little bit, change the rails a little bit, and then now it's more like a fine tuning thing.
Yeah, I think like when I see your boards, it's just that tail profile that just I think gets me every time.
Yeah, that one
stands out.
Because for here it was fine, the one I had before, and then when I started going to Oahu with all the backwash, it already had like some curve on the tail, but not as much, and it felt like in the mixed waters, that tail, it was great here because it's all groomed and it just tracks. It gives you like straight line, but over there you almost need like 90% of times you're not getting up straight. You kind of you get up and then you gotta like change direction to stay with whatever bump becomes good. And it was harder to do with the flatter tail, and also like just standing, the backwash will grab you from the tail and kind of twist the board because there's too much board in the water.
Yeah, totally.
So then we changed that and then made it better. And so we're like, yeah, feels better. Speed is the same pretty much.
Yeah.
And because originally my first boards are really flat, because I was thinking, flat is fast. Like coming from sailing and like windsurfing.
Yeah.
and surfing, like whatever's flat is fast, but then you realize flat is fast but sticky. So
Totally.
like you go fast, you don't come up on foil, so it's like but also too much curve, it's slow and sticky.
So it's finding the balance.
So you gotta find the balance of what, and I feel like, again, not being really good at it when I was going through the process is, it really shows like when something works and when it doesn't. Because
I think I heard Adrian talk about like the log analogy, where the camber, the board for the rock runners.
So when you roll, you almost have like a fin or something that's like stopping. Because the main thing I hear from people, they're like, oh, it's like, your board like rolls and then it gets to a point and it stops. It doesn't want to keep going. And then it's tricky too, because some people like the wider board, so I'm always worried. I'm like, oh, if I make a 19 wide, is it still gonna be fast? But they still like how the speed is, because it's all relative to, you can make a 14-inch wide board, and on paper it's like, oh, it's gonna be the fastest thing to get up. But then, well, guess what? If you can stand on it,
no point.
it's like slower than a 20-inch wide board you can stand on. So that's been the trickiest thing. It's like finding what's the limit of narrowness you can go with each customer. So spend a lot of time like talking. It's like, so what's your level? Where do you go? How do you ride? What falls do you ride? What are you looking for? Because now there's a customer from Australia who wants me to make him a board just for flat water. He's like, I don't care. He's like, I just want it light and I want it to do flat water and pump around. I'm like, okay, well then.
15?
No, because then, well, that's another thing is you want to go super narrow, but then maybe it's flat water starting like a 1400 foil. Then it's
you need to be able to still apply a torque to the foil.
So it's so the hardest thing for me with the production was like, oh, how do I make something that's
works for everyone?
Which is that's the tricky part, because we're all different.
Totally.
But like even the guys on like different foils too, because John, he's writing code now. He was writing Armstrong when I made him his first board. And then he was riding with his buddy that rides code, and it's pretty much same boards. And he sends me pictures of, well, why is he riding his foil like 2 inches further forward than where I ride? I'm like, well, because that's code and that's Armstrong. Armstrong rides a little further back, code rides a little further forward. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. But so there's like endless. And then
intricacies.
Yeah, they have people that ask me, so how does your board ride with Armstrong foam? Like, I don't know, I only ride Axis. So
and not to mention, like, you've got levels that everyone is at, and then the weight, like, I'm 70 kilos, and the boards for me, like, people don't even make boards really around, like, for what Hugh and I ride, and you've got guys that are like 110, potentially even maybe more. So it's like trying to find a range.
And like even if you guys weight the same level, same fold, maybe you like more front foot pressure, maybe you like more back foot pressure, or whatever. So it's like, I mean, I see Kane, he's always like, tweaking everything, and I'm like, well, I don't have time. I know I like my fold at forward, and I just take it, put it together, put it at forward. Here we go. I don't change because I have little time to be in the water. I don't want to have like a shitty run. When I find something that I like, I'm like, stick with that.
For sure.
Less variables, but it's been fun.
Last question, maybe. What's kind of the future for you for Frank Foilboards? What are you hoping to happen?
Well, I definitely want to put more time into like para wing and winging. I mean, that was the plan for this winter, but things got slightly busy. But I still did a few prototypes. We did a few prototypes with Adrian, and what we're gonna do is trying to finalize everything and trying to have something ready for the next season. Like a mid-length that's not like I mean, you could probably still prone it in the smaller sizes, but like a mid-length more oriented to winging and para winging, just for easy takeoff. And because I have a lot of friends that I used to make them subs, and now they're all para winging, so I made them boards and they're giving me feedback, and so using their feedback, actually I just finished doing a couple prototypes that they're gonna go out to Hood River next week
Wicked.
Because they're all power winging there. It's like they only stop when it's light because they can't power wing, and then if it's windy, just power wing because they just shred for like 5 hours.
Yeah, totally.
And so that's the future, is like trying to put what I learned from the SUPs into the power wing, but it's also like it's a little different. It's not quite the same. But so that's the next step, is get power winging and winging.
I can't believe how huge power winging is over here. I've never seen so many guys power winging like that.
I'm still learning. Good thing I have friends that started last summer and they can give me feedback, because whenever I go out power winging, I get so frustrated.
It's so hard. Yeah.
And I found like downwinding is the easy way, because you get up and you put it away. But like to do the upwind, I'm not even close to doing that. But
Tricky.
yeah. But then the downwinding, I'm like, I don't know if I want to downwind on a 60-liter board, because then if the wind dies or whatever, you're on a 60-liter board.
Got a long way to paddle in.
Yeah.
I was talking with James Casey yesterday about this, and at home our winds turn off. Like, it's not like here where you get like this good wind. You could be 20 knots and just all of a sudden like a little bit of rain comes through and that gets completely flat and glassy.
Well, that happens here too in the winter. But like a lot of times I will do like a ton of times, like if it's too east, it's super windy, then you get to like before Kanaha and the wind just dies. But you still got the bumps. So if you're on a SUP, the wind dies, you still got energy, you still get up. If you're at a certain level, I feel like I'm at a point now where if the wind dies, I almost like it better because it's not so glassy. It's like, perfect.
If you're on a power wing.
If you're on a power wing, you're like, better not mess up, because
Not getting up again.
Not getting up again. I guess if it's light that you can get up, but there's still enough wind, you can use it to kind of like rescue to the beach. But
for sure.
I mean, maybe when I get a little better, I'll have more confidence. But right now, it doesn't fill me with confidence of going on a 60-liter board 2 miles offshore.
Totally.
And then you just breach once, you're like, fuck.
It's all over.
Because I've done one run with the power wing. I was like, took me 10 minutes to get up. You just get racked all around. I'm like, fuck. And then I got up. I put the thing away. I'm like, okay, just straight to the harbor. Don't get this. Just do it. You do it all the time. Like, okay. And then there was like a canoe race with the sail canoes. And I was looking at them and I got distracted. Breach. I was like, fuck. Another 10 minutes and then everybody's waiting for me at the harbor. I was like, yeah, sorry. They're like, yeah, we thought you weren't going to make it, because they asked me at the top. I was like, how long you've been power winging for a while? I'm like, no, this today.
This is my first time.
I got 12 miles to figure it out. I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely that's I mean, I've seen it's been such a boom of power winging everywhere. It's nice. Like I see for people getting into it, it's a good
entry way. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like people that will stick with this SUP is probably going to be more, either purists that don't want to deal with the wing, or they just more race focused people. And then whoever does it just for fun, they're going to, I mean, look at Hood River. They don't care for races there. They just want to have fun and surf. So they're like, why do I got to surf on an 8-foot board when I can be on a 5-foot thing?
Totally.
So I think that's the way to go for the next year.
Awesome. Thanks for talking with us, Frank.
Yeah.
And have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, see you guys out in the water today, hopefully.
Let's do it. See ya. A quick update from the team here at the Foil Project. Desert Winds Downwind Foiling in Ningaloo is available online now at thefoilproject.com. If you enjoy the podcast and want to support the Foil Project, the best possible way you can do this is by renting Desert Winds at thefoilproject.com. The 47-minute documentary takes you on the 300-kilometer journey from Red Bluff to Mildura Wreck, where we get to traverse amazing coastline, see the most beautiful animals, and have the absolute adventure of a lifetime. From the live reactions of over 700 people who got to see the film on the Australian tour, I can promise that you will enjoy it. It feels right to give back to this beautiful place that gave us such an amazing adventure. So 5% of all online sales are going to be donated to the conservation organisation Protect Ningaloo. By raising awareness and taking considered action, I truly hope that we can conserve beautiful places like this around the world for generations to come. So please head to thefoilproject.com, check out Desert Winds, and I hope you enjoy this episode of The Foil Project. Cheers.